evening, everyone. I'm Vin Robinson, and this is C2C News. Tonight in Top Stories, congratulations, Wab Kinew, NDP leader, now first Indigenous Premier in our country. In addition, we have stories that represent different aspects of Veteran Affairs Canada, Canadian Armed Forces. Stay tuned for that and much, much more. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Mike Babin, and I'm the president of the Hong Kong Veterans Commemorative Association. My father, Alfred Babin of the Royal Rifles of Canada, was a Hong Kong veteran. The decision of Canada's government to send troops to Hong Kong in 1941 marked the beginning of an ordeal of furious combat, wounding and death in battle, and terrible privation in prisoner of war camps. Many of those who were fortunate to survive this ordeal returned to Canada having been profoundly changed in mind and body. As part of our association's effort to commemorate this anniversary, I am very pleased to announce and to invite you to attend a series of virtual events. The topics will be varied and the speakers engaging and knowledgeable. We will be offering one each month throughout the rest of the year. I encourage you to pass this invitation along to your family members and friends so that they too can learn more about this significant but little known part of Canada's military history.
So thank you for meeting with us today, Mr. Andre Shepherd. During your time in the Canadian Armed Forces, have you noticed the Canadian Armed Forces making any strides towards cultural change, inclusivity?
For that question, I mean, the easiest way to answer that is I joined in 78. And in 78, when you got off the bus in Cornwallis, you were identified by your race. You weren't identified by name, anything else but race. So as soon as I got off the bus, it was the N-word, and it was that for the whole time I was in recruit school. As I progressed in the Navy, it was being on board ship, usually the only black person on the ship, crew of 245 normally. Later in the years, it ended up being, you see another black face, but for the most part, I was the only one. Later on in my career, I became part of the visible minority group, and I got to see that the military is instead of treating you as your race, they were starting to realize that, hey, we can't do this anymore. We got to make things better for everyone. So the visible minority groups gave you that insight into the military actually growing up and learning better ways to treat people. So yeah, there was a lot of changes over my career.
What is one invaluable aspect of being a part of the Canadian Armed Forces?
To me, and I being part of the senior service, you can't beat that being in the Navy, is that you get to travel, see the world. I mean, I grew up in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and if I had stayed in Halifax and not joined the military, I probably would never seen anything past Toronto. So being in the Navy, there's only 3 places I haven't been to: Australia, Russia. 2 places: Australia and Russia, and I've been everywhere else. Sailed on both coasts. Been to Hong Kong 4 times, and that's got to be by far my favorite place to go. Second to that would be China, or not China, but Japan, Tokyo. What a place! And just off the record, sumo wrestlers can run. So when you're making fun of them, it doesn't really work. But it's the travel and seeing the world, seeing the poverty in other places, seeing the way people are treated, and realizing that living in Canada doesn't matter who you are or what you do. You can always get ahead, and you can always find ways to better yourself, and you don't see what goes on in those other countries. So I'm really appreciative of what that opportunity the military gave me, and I pass it on to my kids so that they know that anything you want to do, you can do, and you can be anyone you want to be.
What's one positive aspect of moving to different bases and potentially traveling a lot within the military?
Well, and with that, being Navy, I'm the wrong one to ask. Because either you're East Coast or you're West Coast. You rarely go in between. So my postings where I started out, sailed 2 years on the East Coast, left home, went to the West Coast. So my postings were, you got your posting message, you went down to your locker, you packed it up, you walked across the jetty to your new ship, and you just unpacked everything into your new locker. That was a posting. My family wasn't uprooted. We were in Victoria for 15 years. I ended up in Winnipeg because I had so much sea time that they figured, give me a chance to get back in touch with my family. So they sent me to Winnipeg for 4 years, which ended up stretching longer, and I ended up retiring here.
Do you feel like the Canadian Armed Forces does a good job of accommodating for families?
At the beginning, no. And it was like every 3 years, people were getting posted, and you're seeing the moving trucks come in the PMQs, and it was a nonstop thing. But before I got out, it was you started seeing that the postings were being longer. You're looking at 8 or more years in one place. They were really taking into consideration the families, the children, your medical situation with your family. That if they're going to post you somewhere, and someone in your family needed certain medical conditions, if they couldn't get it in the new posting place, they'd look somewhere else, or they'd leave you where you were. And they cared about the families more now, and they had the military family resource centers to help your family out. When you're deployed and you need something, there's a number you can call, and there'd be people there to help you out, to assist you. When you got to a new posting, like we just had a new girl work in my department here at Commissioneers. As soon as she got here, her husband left on the training course. Well, that way, if there's anything she needed, she could make a phone call and have people help her out being in the new city. So, yeah, the military's done great strides in taking the families into consideration and making the postings longer.
How supportive is the Canadian Armed Forces when it comes to allowing free time for activities, volunteerism outside of this Canadian Armed Forces umbrella?
Now, the military is, especially when it comes to its sporting activities, they are right in there. They're very supportive of that and making sure you get out there, because as long as you're staying healthy and fit, it's a benefit to the military because that's what they need. Other activities, there's so many other activities that can be done in coaching, anything to do with volunteering with kids. The military is right into supporting and giving the time off so that you can do these things. When I was being part of the visible minority group here in 17 Wing Winnipeg. Black History Month, I was going around the high schools doing Canadian Black History presentations, and the military is right in there saying, "Yep, here's a vehicle to get you up from place to place." We had the Canadian Blacks in the Military display wall sent in from National Defense Headquarters, and they sent that out free of charge, and we got to take that around to show that off and educate people in Winnipeg. One of the great things I got to do was when I was recruiting, and my last 7 years were recruiting. Is we got together all the black recruiters at the time, and we went to Halifax and we did recruiting. So they got to see the black youth got to see the black face in uniform. So they got to see the Army, Navy, and Air Force uniform. So it showed them that, don't be afraid to join the military because we are there. We are in uniform. We have made a career of it. North Preston, we went up to North Preston, the all black community outside of Halifax, and we had the black recruiters there, and we did a lot of recruiting up there, and it's something that you don't see enough of. And when it comes to visual minorities in the military, it's the biggest way that they're going to recruit is by getting those like Asian Heritage Month in May. Getting the Filipino recruiters in uniform going out to the communities, the other Asian recruiters going out, and you need that just to get that diversity in the military.
Mr. Andre Shepard, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Bonjour, je suis Sergent Farr, une instructrice à l'école de météorologie et j'aimerais vous remercier pour avoir venu aujourd'hui. Bonne chance aux joueurs. C'est une superbe façon, une opportunité pour honorer ceux qui servent et qui ont servi, qui ont fait le sacrifice ultime pour notre pays. Hi, I'm Sergeant Vicky Farr, instructor at CFS Met in Winnipeg. Thank you all for coming tonight. This is a wonderful way and an opportunity to honor those and remember those who have served and have done the ultimate sacrifice and who are still serving. Yes, I've been serving for 16 years, and out of my 16 years so far, I've seen a lot of transformation and great strides towards inclusivity and changing the culture that we're living in. Honestly, what I love so much is there's so much opportunity to grow and gain different abilities and skill sets. And I mean, myself, I've been able to get a degree from RMC, and I've been able to gain some skill sets that really have grew my confidence as a person and as a worker, and I really appreciate all those skill sets I got. For me, I've really enjoyed making some lifelong friends. These are the types of bonds that they're so different from civilian life, and I just find that I've made a nice network throughout all the country, so wherever I go, I always find a friend. Yeah, as a mother serving full-time, I find that the military so far has accommodated my family situation quite well, and I see that there's some great strides for more support for families, and that they're really trying to adjust to different lifestyles. So I find that often I do get to do volunteerism. I actually started volunteering at St. John's Ambulance. I'm on the medical first responder team. I also teach first aid, civilian and military. So I find that there's a lot of support, and they really strive for that in the military.
Welcome back. It's that time of year to worry about, well, our health. Temperature's changing outside. It's getting colder. As a matter of fact, with fall in the air, it's Halloween. Our little kids like to go about and trick or treat. So when they do so, make sure it's a safe trick or treat. When they come home, check it out, empty the bag, spread it out, look through it, and make sure that all of the wrappers are properly sealed before the kids eat them. That will just assure that they're safe and healthy. This is your fit tip of the day. Now, another fit tip that we want to keep in mind with the temperature dropping is check for homelessness. We're in a city that we see it, it's evident. Try to do what you can in order to support. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations and charities that are in our city that you can donate some of your used goods to, be it jackets, toques, socks, all types of clothing, in addition to canned goods. So with the holidays coming up, we understand that it's a stressful time for people, but for the people that are a little bit more privileged, let's pass it on and pay some respect to the fact that this could be any one of us on any given day of the week. We'll be right back. Now, welcome back. Tonight's we're in sports, and you know, it's a great time to talk about Midwest basketball and the events that are coming up. We have Army Navy that's taking place November 11th and 12th. That's going to be happening south end of the city. It's going to be high flying acts with talent coming in from the US in addition to Eastern Canada. So it's talent that you don't want to miss. This year they're going to be packing in action with halftime shows, all type of antics, and we have prizes that could be won. Thank you very much to our community sponsors that once again support Anavet's Tribute 9.0. We'll be right back. But before we go to this commercial break, make sure to check out some of this great footage.
A little bit short, being back for Team Army. And a nice deuce there. Guggendanoa, long range 2. Champagne Smith has it stolen. And he steals it back. Champagne Smith inbounds. Rebounded there by O'Being. Has it stolen though. That goes out of bounds. Left side. Robinson. Back out to Sigvo. Tries a 3, doesn't go. Kuzin. Check that Champagne Smith. Rangavia. Hits a foot, goes out of bounds. 5-point ball game. It's a 5-point game. There have been some large leads by Team Navy throughout this game, but Army's got it down to 5. Navy trying to battle back and stretch their lead again. Robinson fouled on the play. Three from the corner is good. Danoa pass over. Francis Sigvo's shot doesn't go. Here's Robinson. Noah Robinson. Dallas Champagne Smith. Robinson tries a 3. That's off to the right. The putback goes. Von Rongavia. And that's broken up once again. Team Navy. Another basket. And they expand their lead to 8 points. Army on the inbound. This is OB. Left side pass. Sigvo. 3 ball, no good. And another stoppage. We have a foul on the play. Champagne Smith. Pass right side. Aiello. Marcelo Aiello fouled. Aiello inbounds to OB. CJOB tries to drive. Makes good on the first. Trying to cut the lead down. 10-point ball game. Robinson driving. Robinson lays it in. Sweet move there in the key. Leverkusen laid in. Robinson now back for Team Navy. Jump shot. Stroking the J. Navy ball. The basket just didn't count. Ledesma's shot doesn't go. Here comes Robinson. Robinson. Army back. Duggan to Noah. Pass over. Lays it up and in. That is David Zor. 8-point game. Dallas Champagne-Smith. Champagne-Smith goes left side. Pass into Wang. Wang tries to feed the middle. Doesn't happen. Taken over by Leverkusen. That's broken up. And back the other way with a lay-in. That was Noah Robinson, and he's going to do it again. He's got a fast break and lays it in again. He's all of a sudden turned into a scoring machine here late in the fourth quarter, rather. Dallas Champagne-Smith on the inbound. Ledesma. Champagne-Smith. Robinson. Wang puts it back. Great rebounding there by Team Navy. Here comes Army back. Robinson on the steal. Drives the court, passes left side. Navy slows it down. Wang. Champagne-Smith. Champagne-Smith from distance. Gets the three to go! Champagne-Smith on the interception. He's everywhere on the court. And there's a rejection. A huge block there. 2 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Into the corner it goes. Pass across. Robinson. Robinson shoots. That's short. Foul on the play though. One for two, Noah Robinson from the line. Team Army pushing it up the court, O'Being. Had to go out of bounds on him. Robinson, Champagne-Smith back to Robinson. To the corner. Shot doesn't go. O'Being taking the pass. C.J. O'Being driving. Stripped of the ball. Here comes Navy down the court. And we have a foul on the play. No basket. The foul's on the floor. It was down to a 5-point game early this quarter. But Team Navy kind of pulling away here late in the late going. Passes to himself. That was Vaughn Rongavia passing it to himself off the backboard, puts it home. Back the other way, Wang on the rebound. Team Navy three-pointer doesn't go. Army now driving down the court. DeCousin. Long two there by Duggan to Noah. Here comes Robinson, he's pressured. Has it stolen by Ellen DeCousin. Stolen back. Robinson with the lay-in. We're into the final seconds here now. 81-59 the score. And that will be the final. Team Navy defeating Team Army 81-59. I'd like to thank everybody for watching our coverage here at Coast to Coast Sports of the 2022 Anavets Tribute Army versus Navy. Brought to you by the Manitoba Drive. We are community driven.
Yes, it's that time of year. Ghouls and goblins are all out and they're all over the place. As a matter of fact, I think I just drove by the Assiniboine Park and I saw something. It was like a boo. That's right, boo at the zoo. So there's all types of things to do in Winnipeg, in our city. It's a terrific time to get out and get involved and see what's out there. As a matter of fact, we have so many restaurants, restaurant capital, ethnic diversity in food. Get out, try it. It's fabulous, tastes terrific. And if you're looking for something that puts you in a little bit of renaissance, there's always the Symphony Orchestra or things, Winnipeg Art Gallery, the museum that you can get out and do. So with the temperature dropping, lots to do indoors. But you know, if you really want to see what drives our city, right now the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are in the height of it all, and we have the Winnipeg Jets that are firing up. So you know what to do. Log into that entertainment. We'll be right back. Well, it's been a terrific segment. If you want to find out about things that are happening in your city and much, much more, make sure to check out this community calendar for tickets and events. We'll be right back. C2C News, Manitoba's people of color, local news, weather, sports, civic coverage, and breaking reports. Coming this fall, C2C SN will cover local news, weather, forecasts, traffic updates, health reports, notice of events, and items of interest in the community from the BIPOC perspective.